So Raj, during the early days at Concur, when you were hiring fast and experiencing massive growth, what were some of the challenges you were facing? What were some of the painful mistakes you got to learn?
Wow, we made a lot of mistakes, for sure. I think if you look back on it, one of the things that we learned relatively early in the process is, especially when you're hiring a ton of people, like we were in spots where we were hiring 50, 100 people a month around the world. And you're in a spot where people are coming in and being thrown into jobs and they don't even know your story. They don't even know why, like what happened. And so one of the things we did, and this is an example of things we did to deal with that growth, was we said every single employee is going to sit in a new hire training that is going to take a few days, and then they're going to go into their functional training for whatever their roles are. And at those new hire trainings, I would be there, and another one of our co-founders would be there. But the two of us made every one of those, and they were all over the world, and it was 12 to 15 meetings a year. And that meant the Philippines and Bangalore and wherever, and it wasn't easy. But every one of those people heard the story of Concur from the very beginning through the crash and the pain, so that they could feel the scars and the ups and the reason we were here. And I think that made a big difference.
So Matt and Scott, based on what you're experiencing today, can you relate to what he's saying, and how are you guys facing the challenges and solving the cultural problems of fast growth?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, trying to do the same thing. It's a lot easier just having all of our people in Seattle. Of every group of new people that come in, try to put them into a new orientation. But there were some great learnings along the way where I didn't do that for 6 months probably, and just busy, distracted, not smart, and you really do feel that. Like I think bringing them back to the roots and having them connect to the company and the why behind it, I completely agree. It's so important. The other thing I find is interesting when you're going through fast growth. It's been only 2 years for us having been alive, and when you're this shiny object in a way as a startup, people come and they want to work there and they think it's glamorous and everything should be easy and fun, and you have to try to ground them that it's just hard. And you're gonna have problems and you're gonna make mistakes, and I think you wanna, I've tried to, and I probably haven't done a good enough job, but tried to set the reality for the people when you're coming in that it's just hard work. It's a long time that it takes to be able to build something, and trying to prep them in advance for the hard times and for everything that's bound to come. I think that's part of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually amazing listening to you guys talk, because some of the words that are used are words that we use and I think are critical to culture. So we believe fundamentally that culture travels through stories. Mm-hmm. And this idea of the stories of the organization is so powerful, because to sit down and try to tell people who you are, what you stand for, what you value, is difficult. But if you simply talk about stories and you talk about the things you celebrate, people get it. They immediately attach to, okay, so that's what's important to you. And if you tell those stories and you celebrate the people. And for us, 1 year ago today, we had about 350 people at Mod, and today we have about 2,000. Wow. And by the end of the year, we'll have about 2,500. And so we're adding people at a rapid rate. And how do you make sure that those people get who we are, what we stand for? And exactly as you were talking about, when we bring people in, first of all, we filter and we hire for attitude and beliefs. But when we open a new store, we do a pre-opening meeting. And currently there are 3 of us, and over time there'll be more, who are there to talk about who Mod is, what we stand for, to talk about the stories, to celebrate the stories. And we actually put visual icons in the stores. We have a thing called the Wall of Fame. Mm-hmm. So if you walk into a Mod, there's a wall that's filled with pictures of people. And it's one of the ways to reinforcing with the team that what we value, we love our pizza, but for us, pizza is simply a platform to celebrate and make a difference in the lives of the people. And if you look in our stores, that's what we honor, are the people. And the only time you'll see a picture of a pizza is if someone's enjoying it. And so there are these stories we tell and these things that we celebrate as a way of emphasizing who it is we are and what we believe in. And it is a contact sport. You've got to get out and touch the people and tell the stories and then bring them in. When we hire a new general manager, you also have to invest in it. When we hire a new general manager to open a store, they come to Seattle for a minimum of 4 weeks, which is a ridiculous investment when we're opening a lot of stores. But that's the price we've decided to pay to make sure that they get who we are. They can learn our operations in a week to 10 days. The balance of the time is just absorbing who we are, how we make decisions. And so when they go back as a culture carrier, they understand those things.
Culture carrier, I love that. Excellent.